Hey y'all, welcome back. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to check out another one of my videos. And today I am super excited because we're going to be playing with my top 2 palettes. No, that's not how you say it. My number 2 palette from 2020, the second best palette that I tried in 2020. Maybe that's the way I'm supposed to say it, but anyway, I have been doing a countdown. If you've missed any of my videos talking about all the palettes that I tried in 2020, I share with you the most disappointing, and then I share with you my top 15 to 6, and then I started working my way from top 5. I'm going all the way to my number 1 spot, top 1 from 2020, and we're doing a look with the top 5. This is inspired by Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner. She does this on her channel. She did it last year and I was so inspired, so this year I asked her, she was okay with it. I want to do it this year. So if you like this video, if you like this idea for, you know, counting down to your favorite palette and doing looks with your top 5 favorite palettes, definitely check out her channel after this. I will leave it linked down below. But yeah, today we are going to be playing with palette number 2 in my countdown, and I'd love to know if you guys were able to guess this one. This palette stole my heart, not only for the wonderful formula it has that's so easy to work with, but the color story. Okay, I'll stop hemming and hawing and leaving you guys in suspense. But the palette I tried in 2020 that I put at the number 2 spot is the PLouise Worldie palette. If you do not know what this palette is, yes, this is a palette. It is not a suitcase. It's not a briefcase, anything like that. It is a palette. If you have not seen this palette, which I'm sure you have if you are on my channel because I've talked about it and I used it a lot, but this is what the inside looks like, and this color story is just so inspiring. And as I said, the formula is so nice to work with, and I'm just so excited to be able to dig into it once again. I definitely know I want to try and do something unexpected because I feel like every time that I've gone into this palette, I just stick with what I love. And I know once I went a little more neutral down here with these grungy tones, but I want to play with this purple because I feel like maybe I played with it once, but I know I just typically steer clear. So I think I'm going to go, I don't know. We'll see what happens. You guys know me. I always say one thing and then I end up doing another thing. But yes, this is the palette that I put at the number 2 spot for all the palettes that I tried in 2020. If you guys missed any of my ranking videos, I ranked all the palettes I tried for the first half of the year, which were over 30 palettes back in July. I'll leave that video linked up here. And then just recently I ranked all the palettes that I tried in the last half of the year, so the rest of the 6 months, and that was just under 30 palettes. So if you want to see that video, I will also link it up here. Sorry if I'm blinding you. And I'll link both of those videos down in the description box. But those are all, if you watch both of those videos, those are all of the palettes that I tried in 2020. So I took all of those palettes, put them together, and then I figured out my top favorites, and this made it to the top 2 spot, the top 2nd spot. I always struggle with how to say that, but anyway, this is my number 2 palette. I love it so much, and I'm so excited to get to play with it again. So yeah, with that intro out of the way, ooh, I just banged my ring on the little glass front of here. But anyway, with that intro out of the way, let's go ahead and just get on in close and start doing my eye makeup. I cannot wait to create something fun with this color story. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys this just because I'm going to be very my mirror just came on. Very loosely inspired by this, but Make Me Up Missa. I always mispronounce her name, but Make Me Up Missa did this look with the PLouise Worldie palette. And I love the color placement, so I'm going to be copying the color placement, or inspired by however you want to call it, but I'm going to be kind of placing my colors in a similar fashion. However, mine is not going to look like that because I'm not that talented, and yeah, so anyway, that's what I'm inspired by. I like to share whenever I am inspired by, just because I did not come up with the color placement, and I think that color placement is so very cool, and it's definitely something different than what I've made, so that's what I want to do. So we're going to first start out with Lounge. That right there. And we're going to put that into my inner corner. I'm going to go in on a pretty small brush here. This is the E42. I think I have 2 of these brushes, but they are just so very nice. But anyway, I'm going to pack this on right in here. Let me see if she adds any of that sunset color all the way on the other side. Yeah, she does add a touch of it. So I'm going to blow this out and then add depth with a really precise brush. Okay, now I'm going to go on with a really tiny brush. I'm going to pick up Sunset. I am not going to be picking up the palette just because it is so heavy, so I apologize. I'll just be saying the names of the shadows. And with this palette, I did kind of forget. I mean, I don't know why I always do. I tend to prefer to start with the lighter color. I don't know, that's just always my go-to. But anyway, with this, I definitely think that I should have started with the darker. It just tends to do better. Not that it does anything wrong, because as you can see, it's still sticking, but it just tends to get more intense. Like, I feel like this color would probably be darker if it was on, you know, I had put it down on a very tacky base. But anyway, I'm just using this little brush to place it down like so. And since this brush is super scratchy and I don't want to be using that to blend it out, I'm just going to pick up that previous brush and just use it to diffuse and try to mesh these two together a bit. Okay, so now I want to place down, should I go with the deepest, darkest color? Oh, I'm kind of torn. You know what, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go with Down Under. It's not the brown dark shade in this palette, but it is right next to that, so it's a bit red tone, so that's what I'm wanting. And I'm going to, let's see, pack that on the outer corner. Because as I work, I definitely want this shade to get a little more lean purpley. And I'm going to bring that up here really carefully. I don't want to mesh these two yet because I want to put the purple here on top, and then I think I'm going to blend the blue out because I definitely want the outer corner here to have the very bright blue. I haven't decided which one I'm going to go with yet, story of my life. Anyway, now I'm going to take an even smaller brush, but similar brush. This is an E27, and I'm going to pick up that purple, the First Class, and I'm going to pop that right on top, and I might even bring this down onto it because, as I said, I want to get this outer corner looking very purpley. And I don't think I want to really marry these two together too much. I think I might take a little bit of that orange afterwards because it looks just fine like that. I forgot I'm not really doing this eye, but I think I'm just going to, let's just finish on this eye and then I'll do this one off camera because my kiddos, which if you hear any background noise, that's my children's baby monitor, so I know when they are waking up. Okay, so I'm gonna go right on top of that purple, and I'm gonna go in with Sky High, which is like the third blue over. Again, sorry I'm not picking it up, but it's just so heavy and clunky. And I'm gonna pop this right in here. Okay, so there's what we got going, and I'm going to then go again with my last color for the crease. I know it's a little insane here, but I'm going into Worldie, which is the lightest blue in the palette, and I'm just going to use this on top of the blue basically, but going a tad bit higher because, like, girl, I don't have any more brow bone space left. But to diffuse it out because I definitely don't want that line to stay there. Okay, so now I'm just going to go back and forth with all those colors in my crease and just intensify them. Alright, so here's what we got going. Oof. Looking fun and intense. I feel like that lighter, bright purple First Class was a little unnecessary. Like, I feel like I can't really see it, but I'm not too concerned. I'm going to cut the crease, and then I am going to be sticking on my lower lash line. Dude, this is a look I should have done before my face makeup. Okay, so now I think I'm going to cut the crease. I'll probably finagle this outer corner a bit more. I'm so bad at keeping the outer corner looking nice. I guess it's not too bad. It definitely came down too far, but anyway. I'm going to cut the crease real quick with this PLouise white base, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so there we go. Now the struggle is to decide which of the kind of greeny yellows I should put on. I think I'm going to put, should I do one in Rome or Vacay? One's a little bit more yellow, one's a little bit more green. I'm going to go with the more yellow tone because I feel like that just makes sense to me because the look doesn't really have much green, and it does look like she's got more of a yellow look on her lid. So we're gonna take this and pack it on. This is like a highlighter yellow. I love it. And I'm getting a ton of fallout. Her formula, PLouise formula, is definitely very powdery, but if you're someone who likes that, you know, not that it's only Instagram makeup, but if you like that ability to just like pack on and get punches of color and stuff like that, and you want to work with multiple shades and blend them together, like look at this blend. I feel like there are some formulas that just you can't mesh and mix too many together or it gets a little problematic, but I've done so many different like mixings when it comes to the colors in this palette. It always looks so fun in the end. Okay, I don't know, I don't think she did this, but I think I want to put another color to marry them. And I was thinking of putting that bright purple. I think I'm going to do that. So I don't want to take this too far because I want to make sure it has some stuff to stick to. I don't like that PLouise base. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's so dry looking, I feel like, every time I use it. So I don't think it's the shadow doing this, though this is a thin formula when it comes to this, this color vacay. But I just feel like it always makes my eyelid look so dry. Okay, now I'm gonna take, like I said, First Class. That way this purple can really pop. And we'll put it right in here and that'll mix really seamlessly. Hopefully I'm in frame for y'all. But I think that'll mix really seamlessly in with the outer corner, and I think that'll be a cool mix with this color up here. I'm just gonna bleed it in just a little bit because I definitely don't want this purple to overpower the look, but I do want it to be evident. Okay, I'm gonna try to go with a fluffier brush and see if that helps pack this color on, because maybe the flat brush is just not doing it, and that's why it's leaving it so thin and dry looking. Still looks thin and dry looking. I think for my other eye I'm gonna use a different concealer and see if I see a difference. And if I do, if it is better on this side, then is this PLouise base? I don't know, I have yet to discover the height for it, put it that way. I'm just going to use that clean side of the brush to kind of mesh and blend them two together. I think that's fun. What do you guys think? Okay, now I'm going to the outer corner. If you have a YouTube channel or you do your looks for YouTube or Instagram, you have to tell me, do you ever like have that fear as you're doing a look and you're really enjoying it, you're like, wow, this is looking so cool? Do you ever have that fear that like afterwards you're gonna go and look at it and hate it? Because I feel like there's sometimes I'm doing my eye makeup and I'm just like, wow, this is such a cool look. Like I really like how it's turning out. This is so very pretty. And then I go to edit it, and as I'm editing, I'm like, oh, that looks terrible, Katie. Because I'm getting that fear right now. Like I feel like this looks really cool in person as I'm looking in the mirror. But I'm afraid I'm gonna edit this and just be like, that's the look you decided to do to highlight and feature your #2 palette of 2020? I guess we'll see. I'm just going back in with the blue. At this point, I've pretty much done the top how I want it. I'm just finessing. Oh, that's gonna be fun to clean up. Should I just not do a wing? I feel like I almost don't need to do a wing. Okay, let's do the lower lash line. I don't even remember what she did. I know she popped the purple on the lower lash line. Yeah, a lot of the purple, a little bit of the blue, and a little bit of the yellow. And then she has blue in her waterline. So I'm definitely gonna do that because I wanna highlight that blue out there. Okay, my battery just died. So I went and changed it, and then I actually moved the camera a little bit. So hopefully, I'm gonna be really upset if I go to edit this and I was out of frame for a large majority. Anyway, I'm taking that deepest color, which is Down Under, and I am just blending that just a touch in here. Just a hair. And then I'm going to go in with the First Class, which is the purple. Before I go crazy, because I'm already going a little crazy, check myself, I'm going to go in, let me try Worldie, which is the lightest blue, and I'm going to put that in here, and if I can't see it well enough, which, yeah, it's going to look a little pastelish, I'm going to go back into Sky High, which is the darker blue that I put out there. We're going to just rub that in. Oh, I didn't even realize. I'm going into Europe. I just realized that instead of Sky High, which is, Europe is the other blue there. Anyway, so that's just a mixture right there of all three of those blues on the top left. Whoops. Okay, so here is where we are at. At this point, I'm going to turn off the camera and get to work on the other side. This is why I do both eyes at once, because I feel like at this point I'm just kind of done and I don't want to do the other side, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we can close out this video. I'll show you guys the close-up, but yeah, this is what it looks like. All right, so it has been a journey, but here we are. This is the completed look. First and foremost, I want to say, can you tell the difference between my lid color on these eyes? Because I totally can. I feel like the color on this eyelid looks so much more intense and vibrant, and all I used instead of the PLouise white base was this Makeup Revolution Conceal and Correct in the color white. It went on so much easier and so much more intense. So I don't know what it is about the PLouise I'm doing wrong. Maybe I need to use more product. I don't know. anyway, this eye turned out a lot better. Also too, I did want to say that I took a bit of San Francisco, which is this blue color, and I actually added it on the outer corner here, and I like the depth that I got. I feel like it helped deepen up the outside so it didn't look too purpley and too much of a difference between the purple and to the blue. So I did that on this eye, and I went and kind of patched it up and added a little bit on this eye, and I feel like you can't really tell that I added any at all, so I really like that. That's one aspect I love about this palette, is that it allows, I don't know what it is with the formula, but it allows you to mix these shades together almost effortlessly and seamlessly, and I love that creativity and that ability to do that with it when it comes to this palette. But anyway, moving on, I put on liner. I used, if you're curious, the matte liquid liner from NYX, and then I put on lashes because with this look I was just like, oh my goodness, I think I need some lashes. And I used the Salon Perfect Pre-Perm Push-Up and Tight Curl, the 672. These lashes right here, I feel like they were very appropriate for this look. My children did wake up, so you hear them in the background. I just put them right outside the door with the Kindle so I can do some ABC Mouse while I finish up this intro or outro. But yeah, this is the completed look. Highlighter, oh, an inner corner highlight is a mixture of the Juvia's Place Tribe Highlighter number 3 or volume 3, and then the Ofra highlighter. It was the Nikki Tutorials collab, I forget what it's called. Glazed Donut, this bright baby here. So I did a mixture of that on my inner corner, and then I just put a little bit of Glazed Donut as a highlight for my face. And then my lips from the beginning, I didn't change it. It's the shade Me from Juvia's Place. They're satin lipsticks, so pretty. Shade Me. And yeah, this is the completed look. I absolutely love how it turned out. I wasn't planning on filming another video after this, but now that I finished this look, I'm like, I think we need to do another look. And if I do, I'm going to change it up and put some glitter in my cut crease. That would be so pretty, some blue glitter. But anyway, this is my completed look with the Worldie palette. This is the look that I did for the number 2 palette when it comes to my top favorite palette that I tried in 2020. And this look, it is so inspiring. I really like how it turned out. It just goes to show you why this palette ended up so high. So yeah, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down below as always. And oh my goodness, I'm just now realizing I never told you guys what I put in my waterline. This is Smashbox Always On Gel Liner and Bouncer. That's the blue that I put in there. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, as it helps me in the whole YouTube algorithm. And if you want to continue getting daily content from me, I'm over on Instagram. I'm LadyKD92. And yeah, tomorrow's going to be the grand finale when it comes to like the countdown for my top favorite palettes from 2020, because tomorrow is palette number 1. Let me know your guesses down below. I would love to hear if you guys can guess correctly what the number 1 palette from 2020 is for me. And yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. I will see you very soon in tomorrow's video. Bye guys.